Alright, so here's the setup. It's morning. It's 1929. You're at Nurburgring, which I'm actually not sure did the race exist then, but let's say that it did. I mean, probably. Like, it's probably more than 100 years old. Nurburgring. I know, one should probably know that, but it is what it is. Anyways, you have your Mercedes-Benz Baker Tourer M06S. Front wheel engine, rear wheel drive. So this is original mimic setup we have going on here, which should be similar to performance of the original car, because I ended up installing some things on it just to, play around with the car. It is the oldest car in the game, but still more than capable, and I thought it would be very, very fun to set this in morning setup. Well, let me just go here in assist settings and turn braking area off. Oh, dude, there's almost no feedback. Oh man, this is gonna be weird. I was just racing. I don't even remember what car, but it was fast. Sports car before this. Oh yeah, it was Aston Martin Vulcan. So this feels a bit weird, but I guess cool at the same time. Alright, no display all, sorry. Display settings off. Very, very cool drive. I really love to take some of these old timers on the road. There's such a little feel on the, you know what, I'm gonna restart this. But there's such a light feel on the wheel, feels very strange indeed. Force feedback is just very, very low for this car, as it is for many old cars. Which is kind of weird, since a car like this wouldn't have servo. I mean, it does have a big wheel, so it's easier to turn, but still it would be quite hard compared to modern vehicles. So I'm not sure what's the logic behind giving that such a small amount of force on force feedback. I guess you just don't get a lot of feeling through the wheel. As you drive, but there you go. I don't think I ever, maybe I did, I don't remember, did I ever compare it? I may have, yeah, and it's similar. It would a modified vehicle that is downgraded to, let's say, original performance as far as power goes, and weight and everything. I mean, timing wise it would be very similar, if you would lap those cars or race them one against another. But question for $1 million is, would it be the same sound, since, you know, engine displacement could affect that, but I think in this game engine sound is mostly affected by the exhaust system. Oops. Bit all over the place, but yeah, look at this carriage. This should be fun to watch later. But it's just it's something else, especially like this in VR. Open top, all these instruments. Good thing I was a bit cautious there, because otherwise I would end up off the track. So it's interesting, like when this car is fully tuned, it's actually quite fun and capable. Not that it's not by default, it is. It's quite a unique drive. I do wonder how many people actually get one, to be honest, because it's I'm not sure, is it? I'm pretty sure actually it's not the most expensive, like it's not 20 mils. But it would still be expensive, you know. Because the next one we have, that is a few years older, is Berlinetta from Alfa Romeo with like, I mean, it's different concept of course, but it's still like elongated. I'd say in general dimensions should be somewhat similar to this. As far as, you know, how the wheels are set up. Okay. Was that a GT logo there? Dude, I never noticed that. Pretty sure it was. That's so cool. I wonder did somebody from Sony came there and drew that, or maybe did they put it in just like a little nod to themselves. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's actually, because I don't know how it works. Like, can you just come here with a spray and do something? I mean, maybe in the past you could. Nowadays, I guess, who knows how that works. Because I'm sure like the road would be so so colorful if people could just do and paint something, you know. Everybody who protests something, or, you know, or basically guerrilla marketing. People would be on it. But yeah, what I wanted to do here is just a nice little like Sunday ride, although it's not a Sunday, but you know what I mean. Just basically nice little ride. Whoa. In the oldest car we have in the game, and which is thankfully not not super slow or boring, so we can still enjoy the ride, but then it's not like overwhelmingly speedy. So yeah, there's just okay, nice little cruising. Oh no, oh no. Alright, definitely not restarting the race there. Obviously had too much speed that went into that corner, unfortunately. But this is for sure one of the most, I mean, not the most, that's silly to say, but it is a unique ride. I do wonder, will we get a midget? Was that the name of the Daihatsu or something? On the little vehicle, I believe that it appeared every now and then in Gran Turismo. And one of the iterations had 3 wheels, which would be quite fun to experience, I believe. But I definitely love old-timers and basically, you know, I mean all vehicles, because every vehicle is kind of unique in its own right. But something like this is especially interesting since it's so, you know, it's like piece of history, real car most of people will never see in real life, but they get to experience it like this. It's so cool. I don't even know what some of these things are. Can't really get a read on. There would be like oil, temperature, probably, you know, things like that. There's a watch there on the left. What does it say? 7:30, I believe, or close to it, in the morning. And there we go. That was the lap. Oof, unfortunately, I just wanted to say with one mistake, and then we made another one. Not as big as the first one though, but there you go. We're exiting it here just over 10 minutes. I'm sure it could be done under 10 minutes. Let's see the car. You know what? Actually, I haven't done this for a while, but let's play music replay. Hopefully all the songs are here. Sometimes I disable some of them. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got only, I don't know. Yeah, I wanted a classic one. Let's do lounge. Like, I'm kind of a bit sick of the music, not because it's bad, but because I would love if they would like mix it up every now and then, you know, in updates. Dark line. Nah. I don't know them by name. I just want to hear what it is, because if I let it rip, it ends up being irritating. Holiday's cool, it's maybe too up a beat. Mighty engine. Okay, let's just play this. Because you got some different camera angles when watching it like this. Look at this, the way this car looks. It's probably look even better on PS Pro, on PS5 Pro. That is just about to come out. Maybe it even did, like just today. I don't know. I'm not sure. Was it like? It's almost like I read somewhere or heard it's coming out like in, I don't know, was it 2 days or maybe it was 2 weeks, but I know it's coming rather soon. And of course for GT7 players, I think the most, who will profit the most is probably people on PSVR2. Look at this. This is one of the cars that has this very specific rear end. It kind of reminds of the boat almost in a way. I'm pretty sure this is original color. I did have it modified at one point, but then I just decided, like, no, it's a shame to. I mean, it's kind of cool to see it in like different options and customizations, but then, like, no, that's these old timers. You, I don't know. At least me, most of the time, just prefer. Like, if I do any changes, I will like revert back after some time. Like, this just feels right, like you took the car out of the museum. But yeah, about that rear end, it kind of reminds of like, I think it's actually called like boat tail. I'm pretty sure now that I've said it, that sounds right. Look at this sun. But anyways, I was driving BMW today, Z8. Was it? Which actually has, I think it's also called, yeah, like, or maybe this is just the boat tail. But anyways, that model is sort of like by itself kind of inspired by yachts, and it looks amazing. Like, I really like how Z8 looks, so elegant, and then at the same time sporty, but like not too aggressive. I mean, I know it's kind of, you know, a very I don't know. I would say it's a design that was recognized critically, like critically acclaimed, but I'm not sure that people love it. I don't know how that car sold. I don't know a lot about the history of that car. Z8, right? BMW. But yeah. And of course, car like this in, what did we say, 28 Baker, 1928. So this would be what, before the First World War, right? So yeah, a car like this would be seen in, you know, would be driven by mighty men, politicians, and who knows what not, rulers. I can't even imagine back in the day, 1929, if you showed up somewhere in a car like this. This was probably something else. That's a nice view right there. There's also seems to be that bag at the back, so yeah, it's like a, I guess, luxury. That would be kind of sort of a luxury, sporty GT car. Such a huge engine there in front. Overall, certainly a car I would recommend to anybody who enjoys driving old-timers, especially in VR, since it's open top. It's always a treat. And yeah, as I was saying, so PSVR users on PlayStation 5 Pro will get native 120 Hz refresh rate through the headset, which is great. Currently it's interpolated from 90. And most of the time it's very good, but if you look at the sides when you're driving it, you notice the interpolation, and it can throw you off a bit. There's definitely a perceptible difference in VR, between 90 and 120, while in flat TV setting, that would not be nearly as noticeable. I think here we're gonna make a mistake. On one of these. Next one's on the left here, I guess, right? It just kind of, because in a regular car, you can do these ones pretty fast. You can, once you start going down, you just cut to the right and you can kind of pull it off. But yeah, it got carried away. Doesn't seem we lost too much time though, so around 10 minutes seems to be the time for this car to lap Nurburgring in a relaxed manner. But yeah, since we're gonna get, I mean, not we, I don't plan to get PS5 Pro. Don't get me wrong, since I play GT7 quite a bit, it would be cool to have, for sure. And there should be some jumping quality as well, which is always welcome, if you can get a little extra sharpness, if during the game, like cars, like your cockpit would be on the same level of detail and sharpness as it is when you observe the car, like in how it's called, like VR gallery, like your garage or something. Yeah, what's with garage? That doesn't exist anymore, right? Like, yeah, the GT Sport used to have, you could like select your garage I mean, now you can select a few of them, so I guess that's even better option. I mean, a few settings. But yeah, coming to the end of this, like, I'm not sure should we actually do the tuned up version as well. Would it make sense? Just like for the sake of comparison, or maybe just to like take Berlinetta and drive it around in its original form. Maybe that would be cooler. Maybe we could do both though. Maybe we could do both, but okay. So here's, let's see, this is 300. So if I go to ranking board, then that should be, okay, so it's, okay, so I guess 400 because I guess all cars between 300 and below 400 are here. You know what, let's see, how much time do we have? Oh boy, 26 minutes. I think it would be worthwhile to try it, but let's do it like this. So let's try and let's try Berlinetta first in its original setting or original mimic. So it's 10 years between these cars, 9 years, right? Oh, and then this 300 SL, but it's pretty much completely different vehicle. These two could be compared in a way. Let's see if we go to car settings. Pimped. We have it at 611 performance points, and then this gets us to 100 points less. And let me just compare it real quick with, where was it? Why is this not, you know what, let's just sort it by last used. At this point. All right, so this is about, so it's interesting. It has less horsepower, more weight. It's also front wheel rear engine drive, but it has more performance points. So that's peculiar. And it has 50 plus, more performance points. So this car, I did change the color. Just because, I don't know. I think it looks really cool in this yellow. So yeah, this car feels a bit livelier maybe. Feels like you could drift it. Like you could lose its tail if you end up with if you're not careful with your inputs. But then again, I mean, for sure you can drive it pretty much all the way. Yeah, this baby goes. Okay. This is the same spot where we made a mistake the first time. I'm not gonna repeat this now because we're gonna lose at least a minute on that. So let's just continue and hope we don't make any other mistakes. So it's interesting, completely different sound, completely different seating position, big windows, so it's almost like it's open, but still quite a bit different driving experience. I would say this one is definitely more, sporty. Let's say, I mean, like 9 years, especially back in those days. I mean, maybe not even, I don't know how fast were innovations moving there, because there was not necessarily a lot of, manufacturers doing cars like these. Market was not saturated, so I don't know how fast innovations were happening, but it definitely feels like a more capable unit. And like I said, it's amazing. Like, it's pretty much, what did we say? It has similar horsepower, maybe even less, and like more weight. Anyways, it's similar to Baker Tourer. In terms of basic specifications, but then feels quite a bit more capable. When driving. But like Tourer is for sure, I would say, more specific in its own right, and it's I would say more fun for just like nice little, I mean, this would be more fun if you want to go, like if you want to actually do something, you feel, you can almost feel like you're racing this car, while with Tourer it's more like driving around. Of course you are hitting some lines and things, but with this one you actually have some dynamic in those back wheels as well, that you could potentially use. It's nothing crazy, of course, but just compare it to the Mercedes S Baker. Difference is definitely there, and I just missed the GT sound there again. Have to remember and watch for it, or just find it in replay. I reckon this should be like at least 30 seconds faster, even with that mistake we did, and even more, like a minute maybe. It's kind of hard to say, because sometimes a car will feel faster, maybe just because of sound or something, the way it drives. But then you realize it was not faster actually. Funny that. But also, I guess this car, oops. Does have better like performance points, so yeah. Most of the time that will be reflected in the time, what car needs to finish the lap. Of course it's not perfect, and it's many factors, because some things will you know, you will have, they're trying to be objective with it, but some races will just utilize better some aspects of the car, and then depending on how, let's see this one now. Okay, alright, so quite a big mistakes. Yeah, it was that first sequence, few corners before, is the one that can be driven quite fast. This one not so much, obviously, especially in a vehicle like this, but we have two quite big mistakes, I would say, both of them. Took at least 5 seconds to correct, I don't know. Probably more altogether, because of course you lose you don't get to transfer that speed, you stop altogether, so it's hard. So cool. Let's see, flat out here. Seems to be faster overall as well, which of course will add up. But I'm not sure what was the final speed of the Mercedes. This one is at around 190. This should be kilometers. It's Italian car. So I doubt it's miles there, unless it was made for a different market. Definitely, yeah, couldn't go 200 miles per hour. I mean, almost 200 miles per hour. Yeah, 937. Okay, so maybe we could have done it. I think my first guess was around 9:30, right? And then I thought maybe even around 9. So if we didn't make mistakes, it would surely be below 9:30, which is significantly faster. When compared. Look at this. A very interesting rear end of the car, so I don't know, maybe we'll not watch the whole thing, but it's interesting they give you ability to change the wheels on this, since it's such a unusual shape of the wheels. You can actually get custom wheels for this car. Which again I ended up doing just because. Look at this. Yeah, so let's see. mean, okay, so there was a corner there, but yeah, for sure, around 5 seconds. Altogether, we're lost. And then on the other one, I think it would be even more because I kind of turned on the side there. Barely holding grip there. But yeah, cool ride. And let's see, what's the time we have? It's 41 minutes, so there's not necessarily enough time to drive these cars completely to the end while they're tuned. But let's see if they're tuned completely. Yes, this one is. I mean, it has all the upgrades, so we'll go to the tune setup, but first. Alright, first let's actually, yeah, we can. So this is classic and this is pimped. So this should be pretty much. We'll go to 5. I'll put these. We're on racing hard tires. Alright, we'll leave this. Fully customizable racing, let's see. So we got 346 horsepower. Intercooler, maybe we could put this to 220. Alright, and now let's just go and check this car as well. Tuned version. So we'll do similar setup as well. It's interesting, yeah, there's no, oh, there is body height adjustment. Seriously, it's on 115 now. Let's leave it. Let's leave it there. Racing hard tires, so I assume this is similar. 200, and I put it on, and it has 377 horsepower. What did I do with the last one? Was it 220? So let's just go and check before, because I got this one long ago, so maybe I didn't go here. Oh yeah, I was. I did return here to see it. It's funny, I got carbon ceramic brake kit, although it's totally not visible in this car. It will, I guess it would also be kind of interesting to drive them in rain, but again, we're not going to do that now. We will do afternoon for the second race. Let's see, 45 minutes. So we got around 7 minutes with each car. I mean, while tuned like this, who knows, maybe we could do the whole lap in 7 minutes. Kinda doubt it. Well, definitely in that setting we would not be able to see anything. of the race. But yeah, this is already very, very, this is compelling drive now. It's very interesting. That was the reason why I wanted to tune this vehicle. Oof. No, again, here, come on. I'm silent because I'm just enjoying and feeling this car. It really goes so nice. I think I'm gonna try and finish this just because it's so nice. So at least we'll get to finish it with one car. I guess that's fair. Then I'll also have enough time to kind of comment on the other. But yeah, this is so good, and I know you know, many people are like, oh no, I don't want to tune the car, I want to leave it as it is. But as I said, I believe it's so close, it's practically the same when you kind of down tune it. Of course, if you take too much weight off, then you can't necessarily get back the original weight back, because the ballast you can put on the car is limited to 200 kilograms. So if the car was pretty heavy in the start and there were several weight reduction options available, you would get more than 200 kilos of the car, right? And then you wouldn't be able to get back to the same weight. So how, in those cases, you would just be careful not to do any weight reductions that would overall take you over 200 kilograms. That would make you over 200 kilograms lighter. If that's very important for you. But if not, what I do, I will have tuned version with, you know, the biggest weight reduction possible. And then when I'm making when I'm mimicking the original, I will just take off some of the power as well. So I will do the kilos and balance, you know, weight and balance as close as I can to the original, and then when adjusting the power, I will take it off as much as I need until I hit the same performance points as original car has. So again, overall that should make car feel very similar, you know, to drive. And I believe in most cases and uses that will be more than close enough, you know. But I don't know, like I said, it would need to be tested in detail. I know you will get this pretty much the same time if you race a car like that. So like original versus detuned one that was previously tuned to the maximum. Because Because of course some of the upgrades you can remove, but then some that you do on engine are permanent. You could buy a new engine, but that practically costs the same as the new car, so that doesn't make sense. Really? Anyways, this feels so cool. This actually feels so cool to, like, it's a nice little racing experience, you know. Oh, this was, so you see this, I don't have any problems turning this car. We just passed the part that was before critical into situations, but now it's pretty much, the car just goes where you want it to go. It's a wonderful, wonderful, very capable ride. And you get to experience something that, you know, basically someone in real life, like, I mean, because even if you could ride a car like this, you would pretty much never get to ride it with all the modifications you can make to it. I mean, I don't want to say, like, never say never. People do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm sure there are modifications on even vehicles as old as this one, although, yeah, I don't know. It would potentially destroy its value. But like I said, if somebody owns it, somebody can do whatever they want. But it's a question how many of them would be in circulation today. I am curious about the time. I will say 7:24. That's maybe a bit too fast, but there we go. I said that time. I'm sticking to it. It's probably not that fast, but let's see. Because first one was, let's not forget, 10 minutes and like 5 seconds or something. So let's see. What do we have here? 7:58. What did I say? 7:24? All right. That's about half a minute. Let's watch it just a bit here at the beginning. I'm still kind of trying to feel the car, but straight away it's noticeable. This is something else, and you can just see the way it behaves, the way it sounds. This is indeed something else. Right, so we are, what 6 minutes until an hour expires. So you'll get to experience this a bit as well. 611 performance point, 346. So how does it compare now with... Okay. So maybe in this one I didn't take all the kilos possible, who knows. But you see, when fully upgraded, it's interesting. So this one is more capable now that it's fully upgraded than this one. So interesting. Things like that just show you, you know, how much. And actually, this one does not feel... It feels interesting. It feels more like a tank. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, of course, because you are kind of locked in, but just the way it drives, it's so interesting. So by default this is a better drive, but when fully upgraded I would recommend Baker Tour from Mercedes so much more than this. This kind of feels a bit sleepy, like it's not twitchy, but it's like just feels kind of heavy. You get a good feedback on the wheel though, quite hard, possibly. I mean, definitely different, maybe even better than, different than Mercedes, because it's loose in the middle and then very fast it starts to go. Oof, quite hard, look at that, okay. Good thing that we didn't spin out there, because I want to feel some speed here and how it feels when it's on the edge of its grip. This left corner here, if we even manage to keep it there, we won't. So yeah, I'm very glad we actually tried this. Experiments like this can yield such an interesting results. But yeah, that's it's I don't know how they determine how much could car in theory be upgraded, and like what modifications you could do on a machine. But oof, look at this, just lost it there. Pretty much, I have no idea what happened. So not necessarily enough info from the wheel. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit weird. It's good in corners. It's hard, so you can feel what car is doing as far as the grip goes. Oof. No, yeah, it's definitely a bit weird. But there you go, such a curious thing. Such a curious thing, like Mercedes Baker almost feels, yeah, like a bolide, but like just racing, like some kind of old school formula that is pretty high though, but still, you know what I mean, like some classic. Like that. This feels like a bad modifications. This feels like if you would to invest into modifying a car like that, sure, would it be cool? Yes, you could drive it and everything, but I believe in the end you would be disappointed with it, in real life of course. But is it worth trying in the game? I would still say yes, because it's not like this is disaster, and of course it's more capable car that you could like when it's upgraded you could actually use it in quite a few races to actually race it and win with it. But I'd rather do it in Baker. So yeah, there you go. If I had to choose one, I would choose Baker. Just because it's open top, it's more interesting, it's the oldest, it's that car has quite a few things going for it. It's cool, you can, enjoy it slowly. Then you can upgrade it and enjoy it in quite dynamic manner. So there you go. That was our little evening run on Nurburgring, and again another mistake. And it's not so much a mistake as the car is just yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful. So it is a mistake because it could have been avoided, but it kind of gets you, it surprises you. Anyway.